Greetings fellow members of the Esoteric Order of Gamers. Well, today I want to talk to you about Lucky Duck Games, their game Destinies, which I've already covered in a bit of detail before, but I want to talk about it a little bit more and also show you some painted miniatures from the core set that I've painted. And also I want to talk to you about their new game, which has just been released on Kickstarter, or just launched on Kickstarter, called The Dark Quarter. And this uses a similar system to Destinies, and I thought this was a good time to do a video about these games, because if you're interested in Destinies, you're probably really going to be interested in backing The Dark Quarter, if you're into the theme. So let's talk about this type of storytelling game from Lucky Duck Games. They really do it beautifully. Let's go into some more detail about this one and the new one, The Dark Quarter. Now, the first thing I should tell you before I start this video is my connection with Lucky Duck Games. They're very, very nice people, and they do send me free product. I got all of this Destiny stuff for free, and the reason I get it for free is because I not only do videos about the game, but I also make rule summaries. So you can see I've got a rule summary here for Destinies that you can download from the Esoteric Order of Gamers at orderofgamers.com. Now, I must make perfectly clear that I don't promote games that I don't personally like and play. I will tell you if there's something about a game that I don't like, but in general, when I get freebies, I get them because I've asked for them, because I wanted to play that particular game and I wanted to show it off on my channel. Such was the case with Destinies by Lucky Duck Games. I saw the Kickstarter campaign, which was very successful. It had 8,925 backers and made $627,000. So I saw the campaign because it was originally connected to Time of Legends Joan of Arc by Mythic Games. That license arrangement changed and now it's just Destinies. But because I backed Joan of Arc, I saw Destinies and it looked fantastic, and so I contacted Lucky Duck Games and said, can you send me a copy, because it looks just the kind of thing that I'd like. And I was right, because it is great. I really enjoy it. I've gone to the trouble of painting up the miniatures for the core set, and there's still the expansions to go as well. But I played it several times and really enjoyed it. So let me tell you about some of the things I enjoy about Destinies. Well, the first thing is the production is absolutely gorgeous. It's particularly nice with these extra mats, but you don't need those. The miniatures are great. You could also use them for Joan of Arc if you wanted to. The inserts are beautiful, the cards, the art, everything has a fantastic attention to detail, which I really appreciate. As a graphic designer myself who works in board games, I really notice and appreciate the work that's gone into creating such a beautiful product. There's a real craftsmanship to it. So I'm really pleased with the quality of the end product, and Lucky Duck Games are just hitting it out of the ballpark with all the stuff that they're making these days. And having a look at the Kickstarter campaign for The Dark Quarter, I think it's going to be the same level of quality. It looks fantastic. Now, the game itself is a lot of fun. I go into more detail on my unboxing video, but it uses the Lucky Duck Games scan and play system. So you scan the cards, they have QR codes on them, you scan those to get information, and you play through a number of scenarios driven by a very high quality app. The thing about Destinies is that it also has a competitive element. So you can sort of do a little bit of cooperation, but pretty much you're trying to fulfill your own destinies. You have a choice of destinies for your character, and you're trying to fulfill your own thing. Of course, you interact as you go through the story, and because you may be chasing some of the same goals, there's a competitiveness there, which I really enjoy. I think I made it clear several times that I'm not as much into cooperative games. I do enjoy them, but I really like the competitive element in Destinies. And the stories are well written and engaging. They've got character, there's a lovely fantasy medieval feel to the whole thing. It's really nice when you put the miniatures on the board. You don't need them at all, the miniatures. You can use counters and stuff as well, but when they're on the board tiles, it really brings it alive. It's one of those app-driven games where you're not staring at the app all the time, or you feel that you're being dragged from app to board to app to board. The app just goes smoothly into the game experience. And every time I played it, I've really enjoyed the story, and it's just had that little bit of competitiveness at the end that's made it especially interesting. So I'm a big fan of Destinies. There's a lot of expansion content as well. I've hardly scratched the surface of all this great stuff. There's a 2 versus 2 expansion, Bound by Fate, You can go off into sort of an Arabic, Tales of the Arabian Nights kind of feel, Crusades kind of Arabic feel, and you've got myth and folklore expansion as well. And the good thing is that they've got a community editor, so they're putting a lot of effort into creating a community editor so the community can make their own stories and share them with other players of the game. So there'll be an endless amount of content. So you can imagine that because I enjoy this game, I was very excited to hear about the launch of The Dark Quarter, which is just up on Kickstarter now, and it's doing really, really well. I think the success of this game has shown a lot of people that Lucky Duck games are a safe pair of hands and that the system works really well, the whole scanning app-driven story system. Now, The Dark Quarter is cooperative, so, you know, I kind of miss that competitive element. I think it's a bit of a shame, but a lot of people love cooperative games. I enjoy them too if it's a good story, but it's a shame they took out that little bit of competitiveness. The theme is fantastic. It's set in 1980s New Orleans. It's got quite adult themes, which is a really nice change. So it may not have the competitiveness, but Destinies is a little bit more straight up moral kind of fantasy, even though it's got demons and devils and things in it. But this one sounds more adult. It's got sort of psychological trauma, drug use, violence, murders. There's mature themes and language, and personally I really appreciate that. I understand there's a lot of games that are pitched towards the younger crowd. Also, as an older gamer, I really like some games that have mature themes as well. So I'm really looking forward to that aspect of it. And I just love this idea of this kind of, it's a bit cliche, isn't it? But it's still exciting, that sort of dark, evocative, vampire, voodoo, ritualistic New Orleans. And in the 1980s, which is great because, well, you know, I'm not young anymore. I'm sort of a 1980s child in a way. It's set in 1981, I think. I left high school in 1983, so I was like 15 in 1981. So I love the idea of it being set in the 1980s, and it gives it an extra kind of feel to the whole thing. And also, I suppose that sort of dovetails into the whole interview with a vampire, Lestat and Rice kind of feel of the thing. You're investigators in an agency called the Beaumont Agency, investigating a series of murders. The artwork and everything looks absolutely gorgeous. And also, if you back it now with the Kickstarter, you get a free expansion as well. And the community editor will be working for this game as well, so later on there will be community-created content. I also recommend, you know, if you're going to back it and you're really interested in this type of game, go for the extras, because Destinies came with lovely things like these metal coins, and they just, you know, they're not essential, but they just add that extra bit of theme to the proceedings. I really enjoy things like metal coins and upgraded components, of course, because, you know, the Esoteric Order of Gamers is all about that kind of thing. So, you know, if you want to, take advantage of those extras. Now, according to the Kickstarter page, it sounds like this will be an even deeper series of stories. Apparently, the weight of your decisions affect the story, the cumulative weight. So as you do things, it'll be affecting other decisions and you'll get deeper into the story. You can upgrade your character as well, kind of level up and have them evolve and everything. And they'll have kind of personal traumas and psychological elements to it as well. It all sounds great. I just love the idea of these dark, twisted New Orleans 1980s detectives trying to solve a mystery while coming up against ritual activity, vampires, werewolves, who knows what's in there, but it really looks like some interesting stuff. And that whole supernatural element I just love. Now, if you haven't guessed, I'm really looking forward to The Dark Quarter. Of course, I'm angling for a free copy. That's what I do as a content creator, but I also have a personal interest in supporting these games because they're such good quality. And Lucky Duck, all the stuff that they've sent me has been enjoyable, good quality, good games. Of course, I will be doing a rules summary for The Dark Quarter when it comes out. That'll be on my website. And hopefully I'll be telling you a lot more about it. And it's also got figures in it as well. This time they're not small figures like they are in Destinies. They're normal scale figures. They look really nice. And I think it's going to be a good quality production. So don't take my word for it. Go and check out the Kickstarter page. I'll put a link to it below. See what you think. And if you like what you see, back it. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. This is Peter, also known as Universal Head for the Esoteric Order of Gamers, orderofgamers.com. Go to the website. You know the drill. There's like 400 rules, summaries and reference sheets there for popular games. Download them, print them out, laminate them and stick them in your game boxes. You'll find them extremely useful. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, hit the all notifications bell icon so you get notifications of upcoming videos, and check me out on social media and Patreon. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Good gaming. Bye for now.